All right, we are back. It is Wednesday. You already know what we're here for. Another Conversations with Kenny, where we sit down and we talk about stuff. You get to know me a little bit more. You get to know my friends a little bit more because everyone starts to come in here, chime in, talk about stuff. This week, I got two members of the Dumb Marks podcast. You can catch them every single Saturday at 11 o'clock live on YouTube. I The way I describe you guys is just a male group chat that's just there, and you guys talk about everything from drinks that you guys have made me try. And I know you're gonna probably say we didn't make you try this because Chris will say you guys, but it's so interesting because you guys will sit there and have like the drink of the week or stuff like that, and then you sit there and like, damn, I kind of wonder like how does this taste, and then you find out at the end. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and you're like, all right. The one thing that I like about the show is um one's got to go because sometimes I do not agree with the list that you guys put out there, right? And I think this week's one that you had, I was talking to Chris about it, and it was breakup songs. And I said, you guys miss Monica. It was like, where was Monica, before you walk out of my life? And it was like, we'll put that in the next time. And I was like, that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah, that was actually my list. And
Yeah,
that
he
was
said it.
yeah, and then that was the first one out.
Yeah, I was just like, but I ended up voting for I think it was Boys to Men. I forgot which song it was for Boys
End
to
of the
Men.
road.
End of the road, right? Yeah. I don't. You know what? Because they use that song for everything. So he's like, is it really a breakup song or is it just a really sad song? Like you gotta think about that a little bit. But list, like looking at that list, I was like, man, now he brings me back to like all the breakup songs that you could possibly think of, from English to Spanish. You know what I mean? You're just like, damn, that's a long list.
It is.
So it'll be it is. I can't wait to find out exactly who got eliminated from that one. For the way it looks about it, it looked like Boyz II Men was going to be that one to get eliminated.
I probably want to show up if that happens.
I know from my
show up that happens. Nah.
I know on my poll it's close. It's close. I'm not gonna say who, but it's close.
That song came out when I was like maybe 9 or 10. Didn't know anything about having a girlfriend, but I felt that shit.
But it's those songs that it just like now as like we listen to certain songs that we were kids. That's why a lot of the topics I bring up is like the things that we grew up, seeing, doing, listening to. You gotta be kidding me. Fucking Taquan. I hate I swear to God, Taquan is the worst. Like I try something new and Taquan just shits on it. Fuck you, Taquan, okay? On all levels, man.
The resident troll.
But it makes you think like, damn, like it'll take you back to a time where you was like growing up and you're like, yeah, I remember that. You know what I mean? Because when I saw it, I was just like, unbelievable. Stop calling me. That's when I saw the list and I saw like the Monica thing. Obviously, it took me back to like a time that I dated a girl and I was just like, oh yeah, I remember this. Like, yeah, so me and this girl broke up in like junior high. Like, okay, that's great. Thanks.
Back down memory lane.
now you're all sad and your wife is looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Like
the one that got away.
Nothing. It's just work, The Lakers are not doing well. So you just make up anything. The Yankees are in last place. But you just can't say the real reason why you're sitting there with a pout face. Oh man, but what's going on, guys? Man, introduce yourselves to the people who don't know who you are.
Well, Dawn from the Dumb Marks, do our thing every Saturday and all that stuff. Big gamer. That's why I'm on this conversation with Kenny today. Talk about some fun old stuff. Yeah. Gamer to death, horror movie lover, anime lover. Always gotta get that in.
Jason.
I'm Jason. I'm a retired gamer. I'm the guy that just shows up, writes his name on a project, and just bounces.
Yeah, and what's crazy is like I am a casual gamer. Like we call casual wrestling fans. Is like I know what's out, but I just don't play everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? People would try, like, hey, did you see Fortnite? You'd be like, no. Like my kids play it, I don't play it. I started getting into a little bit of NBA 2K. Do not challenge me because you're gonna beat me, and then I'm gonna get really upset. And it's just gonna be a lot of cursing. This is why, like, I'm attempting to do streams where like I can like play these games and people can see me play these games for the first time.
Yeah.
And you can laugh at me because there's gonna be a lot of cursing. Just letting you know right off the bat, especially because some of these kids are ruthless.
Oh yes,
And,
they are.
you know, when you go online, they'll tell you that you suck. They'll say that your mom sucks, like whatever the case may be.
Worse than that.
Yeah, and it's even worse.
Call of Duty. They ran me off the platform.
How did you get kicked out of Call of Duty?
I couldn't take it, man. I was getting beat by 11-year-olds. I was like, I'm done. My game, turning my controller.
My son plays the game now. You guys ever heard of Gorilla Tag for the Oculus?
No.
The Quest. So my son has a Quest. He's like acting for it for his birthday last year, and he plays this game called Gorilla Tag, where it's basically you are a gorilla. You put the headsets on, and you're like playing around in some stuff. I don't know. Like I can monitor it on my phone. So I know that there's like a whole bunch of them that they dress up in like different costumes. You can stay just like that, and you play like these mini games. But these kids are ruthless there too. There's like, oh, you suck. Oh, you can't run fast. Oh, you can't climb. And like sometimes like my son will start crying, and I literally have to like take the game away from him and be like, okay, pause.
Yeah,
let's take a break. You know, I cursed the kid out once. I got on the headset and I was like, it's like if you're like a parent on the phone. I just grabbed the headset and I was like, look, you piece of shit. Like, but it's bad though. It's bad. Like video games will bring your temper out and put you on a whole nother level.
Oh yes, it will.
Right. So that's what we're talking about today. When I say like, what was a game growing up that like you really enjoyed, and then when you finally beat it, you was just like, all right, what's next? You move on to that next game. It's either gonna make you happy or frustrate you.
For me, it would have to be my number one video game ever. That's Mega Man 2. When I finally beat that for the first time, I felt like I accomplished something. It did. It was amazing. It was the first game I played at the Nintendo Challenge, World Championship Challenge they had here in Pittsburgh, like in 89 or 90. I remember my dad taking me, and that was the first time I ever experienced Nintendo because I had an Atari before that.
Right.
Yes, and Mega Man 2 was the first one that I played, and it just took me off into the realm that I'm at now with gaming. So anything gaming-wise, Mega Man 2 is number one on my list of everything. That's my go-to. When I'm bored, I pop it in. Let's go.
See, I was always afraid to do those tournaments because I know myself. I'm very competitive. So I'm either gonna be nice at the game and talk shit to you, and we're gonna end up getting into a fight, or you're gonna talk shit to me and we're still gonna end up getting into a fight. Like either way, either I'm chucking the controller at somebody, and this is why I really don't play games like that. Jason, what was a game for you growing up that you said like, oh, this is cool?
I think the one that I completed and felt like the most satisfaction has to be Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda. Okay. It's like once I completed that game, that was like a journey. I was like, I don't know, it's like just everything finishing to the end and then beating it. It was like, I don't know, I put it above everything else I beat. I'll never go back and play it again, but I put it up there as my book because like I've done Mario's and it's like, nah, done other games, but I think Ocarina of Time was the one that was I got satisfaction out of beating.
Now, was there ever a game that you guys played that got you really frustrated? Now, when I mean frustrated, I don't mean like you took a break and turned it off. Like you took it out of the console, chucked it down the room, or threw it in the trash and said, "I'm never playing this again. Fuck this game." And then like an hour later, you're like going to go find it in the trash or getting it from the corner.
Like gaming, like video game console wise, nothing to that point. But the old Oregon Trail back for the Apple IIe computer back then, that thing had me frustrated when all of my people were dying and then I died. I mean, I legitimately took the keyboard in the school and was like smashing it off the desk. And the teacher was like, whoa, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, Donald made sure no one had computer time after that. That was it. No one was getting computer time after this.
Yeah, that game made me so bad. So I had to take like a good week off of it before I could concentrate and keep playing it.
Jason.
Not really a rager, but nothing's got me to that point except for like maybe Maddens in the colleges.
Uh-huh.
Those, I mean, you remember had the tube TVs back then.
Mm-hmm.
Those were sticking the break. You know, a couple jabs to the screen, overblown coverages, but that's about it. I never thrown the controller or anything, but man, I punched the TV or two.
Like I know growing up, I've cried like the way my kids cry when I played a video game. But I always remember there was one game that I got so frustrated that I grabbed it from the console and just threw it across the room. And that was the original Street Fighter.
The first one or Street Fighter 2?
The first one.
The first one. Oh yeah.
So when I would get to like maybe the second to last level, right, I will always lose. Right. So one day I got so frustrated. I was like, I can't take this shit no more. I took it out of the console and I just I was like, I ain't playing this shit no more. And all I heard was like a big thud. It was like a bah. And I was like, fuck it. Right. And I remember because I lived in my grandfather's house at the time, and he just comes out. He's like, what the hell is that? And I was like, nothing. Leave me alone. And I remember I was like, I know it was later on that night that I went back and I was just like, I looked at it and I like chipped the side of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole entire time I'm thinking like, oh my God, my dad's gonna kill me. Like he spent all this money on a game. Now if I tell him it doesn't work, because like my dad used to help, like he used to play the games too.
Mm-hmm.
So like now imagine me telling him like, oh yeah, the Street Fighter doesn't work. And like, why doesn't it work? And like, well, you know, I threw it across the room and it hit the wall and now it's shattered. Like, but those games back in the day, like you could chip it, but it wouldn't fully break. It'll probably pop open. And you could pop, you could pop it back together because it just had that little cartridge thing, there. But nowadays,
now you smudge it. This is crap.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's over.
You get one scratch on a CD and it just never works again.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy to me with all the money that people spend on video games. Because even though I really don't play it as much, like when the new NBA comes out, it's costing me about $150 because you want to get like my son will want to get coins or whatever the VCs and stuff.
Yes,
like that.
The VC.
So when they give you that option where you be like, well, we can give you these VCs, you get this extra, that extra. So you know what? I'm gonna end up spending that money like that anyway. Might as well just do it.
Get it now.
Thank you.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
So I know Donald said that he is a big gamer. Last week we had a list of girls you had crushes on. So Donald, what is your like top 5 games that you like? You feel that every gamer should have. Like I like I said, I'm a casual gamer, right? I have a PS5 in the house, but if I had to go back right now, what games should I be playing right now, or at least try to attempt to play it?
Like from back then, or like
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you could. It could be a range from now to then.
Okay. Well, for me, everybody should play Super Mario World for Super Nintendo.
I've played that. I love it.
Yes, that is like my second favorite game. If you never played The Last of Us, that is a game you must play. The storytelling in that game is unbelievable.
So I've seen the show,
Okay.
and then people told me it's like, yeah, that's based off a video game, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Never played the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the game goes, of course, it goes more in depth than the show does, but it's like one of those masterpieces, like generational type games.
So is it just like around the same realm as like Resident Evil? Because I played Resident Evil growing up, and that scared the shit out of me if you played in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, if you play this in the dark, there's some parts that you'll be jumping at, or you'll be playing in the morning when the sun is out and all that stuff.
Yeah, because that was like the challenge that like my friends had growing up. It was like you have to play Resident Evil at night, all the lights off.
Unless they don't experience you get. Yes.
Yeah, you know?
We did that.
Yes, we did that.
Three of us. Three of us just like, what's that? An old creaky house.
The first Resident Evil for PS1.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Me, Jason, and our cousins. Yeah, we all did that. And man, that was something else there.
Oh man. Well, okay, so you said that one. What else would you recommend for me to play?
Sonic 2. Play that.
Yes.
The Sonic 2 is a classic. I'm trying to think of like my top list. God of Wars that just came out.
Okay.
2018 and Ragnarok. Like those are two based story driven games. I don't play that many multiplayer games like Call of Duties. Like I'm not good at shooters and all that stuff. I play more like single player games.
Okay.
But
yeah, Dave from the Pro Wrestling Podcast. He's like, my fondest memory was playing Madden with my dad. I don't know why, but I was fixated on always passing it to the right side. My dad caught on to that and intercepted the ball every time. I would get rage quick. Yeah, I mean, I've done that. Like I've played games with like with my kids, and I do the same thing. Like I'll see how they play, and then like my younger son he's better at me at Madden. You know, so he'll play and he'll do trick moves, and I'm looking at him like, really? I was like, you do know that I'm the adult, right? And that's when the frustration comes in, because he'll do a random thing, and I'm like, okay, that should be an interception, and he'll catch the ball and just spin. He'll do and just run off. I'm like, what is going on here?
Now, see, back in the day when the controllers were still plugged into the system, that's when you unplug their controller and be like, nah, you ain't doing this.
Oh my God. Jason, what are your like games that I need to try and play?
He nailed most of them. I have to put on Spider-Man for PS4, PS5. That was a class, or that's a classic. I'd put Turtles in Time.
Oh yeah, I had that, awesome. And I played a couple of levels, and then that's it. See, I'm the
you gotta keep playing.
Like I get hyped, like I get really hyped to like play a game. Like right now, everyone's pretty much playing AEW Fight Forever, and I've gotten to the point where I kind of like pull back, because I have the WWE 2K game, played it a handful of times, stopped playing it. Now I'm just like, do I really want to spend $80 on an AEW game where I'm probably going to play it a couple of times and then that's it? So I've resisted not buying this game. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. Hopefully,
that's how I get now. I get a couple games in. I'm like, it can sit on the shelf.
Yeah. So
everything's in plastic now.
Yeah. What else should I be playing?
You got your Mortal Kombats, your Street Fighters. Me, I was just a sports guy coming up.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I fell in love with. So it was just like all Madden, Bill Walsh, like anything sports related. I was in there. Ken Griffey, Major League Baseball. I even threw some hockey games in the mix.
Yeah, I remember playing all the basketball games with my dad. So like Magic versus, I think it was always a Jordan versus Bird.
Okay, so you're all right. So you're speaking our language. We can bring
right.
double dribble.
So,
and,
I remember playing those games, and like getting really frustrated because like my dad will always like find a way to beat me, and he'll just laugh in my face. My dad was cruel. Like he would just laugh in your face and be like, "Don't try next time, kid," and just walk off. You know what I mean? And like you can't do that now with my kids because they start crying. My wife would just be like, "Shut everything off. Nobody plays." It's like, okay, see, I just fucked it up for everybody because now y'all crying.
One off the wall like independent game you should play is called Limbo. Okay. I have it for PS3. Yeah, it's like an adventure puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Very, very interesting game.
It's that game we played, A Way Out.
Okay, yeah, A Way Out.
Okay, what is that about?
That's a good co-op game. So like it's a story between you and somebody else trying to break out of jail.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Or you're on the run.
Yeah, and you break out of jail and then you're on the run, and you actually need another human player with you.
Ooh.
To play. Yeah.
And what system is this for?
Both Xbox and PS.
Got you. Okay.
And 4 and 1.
Nice.
So like we're doing like say we're doing something together. Like we had a mission where we're back to back climbing up like a escape. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he has to play a puzzle on his side, and I got to play a puzzle on my side. And we're not sitting couch co-op. We're his house, my house, and it's like you rely on each other to get through this game. It was good story.
You got to talk to each other too. Yeah, you got to talk.
Very interesting. And you don't get too many couch co-ops like that anymore.
So back in the day when we were growing up, the only way you would talk shit to somebody is if they're physically in front of your face. All right. Yes. So we used to play. When I used to play the NBA games. It'll be like me and my best friend, who lived right next door to me, and like another friend, like two other friends of mine. We would all go to my house, and we would play because we couldn't go to my best friend's house because the minute we start talking shit, his mom will come out and be like, "You guys need to stop cursing. Everybody get out of my house." So like my house is a little bit different. We close the door, you talk shit. Right? Have you ever in person played somebody to the point when we were younger? Let's go when we were younger, where you made the other person cry or they made you cry? Because I could tell you, there's been plenty of times where my best friend made me cry. And I kicked him out of my house. And he wouldn't leave because he would just look at me and laugh because he was like, "I'll stop being a bitch. Play the game." You know what I mean? But have you ever gotten to that point on like face-to-face competition?
Me to that point, nah.
No.
I wasn't a talker either. Like I got a game talking. Yeah.
Because all the sports games that I played, it was against Jason. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Oh yeah. This was the competition back then.
So okay, wait. So if you guys played against each other, there has to be stories between you guys where like one person had to get pissed off. Jason looks like that guy that like you say the wrong thing, something will trigger him. That he'll just be like, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm out this shit. I'm not playing," and just throwing it. The Selena shirt doesn't fool me. All right, I know you have a kind heart.
We've had our bouts, but I don't think they've ever come from video games.
Oh my god!
I just remember one time we were playing RBI Baseball '93. Gosh, how I remember all this stuff. And then Jason was about to win the game, so I took his controller from him whenever a fly ball was about to happen and be the last out, and the ball fell. I was so mad that I was going to lose. I just took the controller out of his hand.
I mean, the reset buttons hit. Game.
Yeah, those college games used to get real intense. College for sure. Yeah.
You know, and like now games are so advanced now where you can like play against somebody who's like in London and you don't know exactly where they are, but they're saying they're talking shit to you. Yeah. So like have you guys had those issues where you play somebody online and like the whole entire time they're talking shit to you while they're playing the game, and then they lose, they don't say nothing, they either log off really quickly because they know that they're gonna lose. Which I love watching my son play sometimes because he'll say like, "Dad, I was playing," like the other thing was like last week he was playing against some YouTube gamer or whatever that he follows. The guy ended up picking him to play a
nice.
2-on-2 in NBA. And the guy's talking shit. He's like, yeah, I'm not losing to a guy named Papa Bear. Like, because he's using my PlayStation account. He's like, yeah, I'm not losing. He's like, I'm not losing to a guy named Papa Bear. Like, this ain't happening, right? And then the guy loses. And immediately, as soon as my son starts talking shit to him, he logs off.
Of course.
And then on the video, when like when you look at the playback, I'm looking at the video. He goes, "Oh, I lost connection." I was like, "No, you didn't.
Oh no,
You got
not
beat
being
by
a straight YouTuber, YouTube gamer. You ain't losing connection.
Yeah, you lost an 11-year-old, and that was the issue."
I had an instance
No, whenever
in Call of Duty. Call of Duty, there was this guy. He was talking shit the whole game, just talking trash, and I muted everybody would come through. You know, so I wouldn't have a headset on, so I couldn't hear. They couldn't hear me talking, but I could hear everything coming through the TV. He was just talking shit the whole game, and I ended up like killing him last, and then coming in like third place, and I had to talk my shit. So I went and grabbed a SingStar mic, plugged it in the system. Talk your shit now. What's going on? Slam the mic.
I was there. It looked like a rap battle.
Oh my god! I could only imagine.
You won't hear me talk my shit right now.
I've only done that one time. I've only done that one time where I was playing a game. Like no one's home at this point. I'm sitting here by myself. And the person on the other end is just talking shit. He's like, yeah, you ain't shit. Like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you. And I was like, all right. I'm like, listen, you don't like you going extra hard right now, bro. Like, it's just a game. And he's just like, nah, this is life. And I said, oh god, it's like, do I really want to get into this? So then I end up it was like a game-winning like touchdown, like. He was up by maybe like a couple of points. If I would have made a touchdown, I would have, I would win. I hit him with a helm. He's like, you ain't catching shit. So I just hit him with a Hail Mary at the end. My player ended up catching it, going for a touchdown. And I was like, talk your shit now, bitch. Talk your shit now. Fuck you. Hey, thank God I was by myself in this house because my wife would look at me like, who are you talking to? Hey. And the guy was just like, he was like, whatever, you punk ass motherfucker. And he just called me a punk ass motherfucker. Logs off. That was it. And then I just felt that little victory, but like nobody knew about it. So I was just like, oh, it's just me. Like, fuck it. I still got the win. A win's a win.
Yeah, for me, because I don't really play that many multiplayer games or something. So like fighting games is where my territory is. And if I lose, I just lose. I mean, I'm not there to talk or anything. And the other person, like the other people who I played, like they don't talk either. It's just like, okay, one took the L, one got the dub. That's it. No, I don't go super crazy on that. But whenever I'm playing fighting games in person with people, oh boy, that's when it comes out. That's when it comes out.
There's only been one time, and it's messed up because I know Taquan's gonna say something where like I played my son in NBA 2K because he always used to be like, Dad, come on, play me. I was like, all right. I'm like, bro, listen, if I beat you, I don't want to hear you cry. So this kid, he's slick. He's like, nah, you're not gonna beat me. He had all of his players at like 100. I'm gonna say 100 because there's no way in the world that your center is shooting threes and not missing. Like it's crazy. So first quarter, I'm getting my ass whipped. Second quarter, I was still getting my ass whipped. Third quarter, I come back. I'm slowly figuring out how to like block him and get these shots off. Now we're in the fourth quarter. It's tied up. He's getting frustrated. Curry, I'm in his face, double teaming, stealing the ball. He doesn't know what to do. He's getting upset. And what made it even worse is my younger son is 8, and he's egging him on. He's like, he goes,
co-sided.
He says, I thought you was the best. You letting Dad beat you? Dad? Wow. So like every time he'll miss the ball out of frustration, he'll miss the ball like because I'm blocking and stuff like that. He goes, wow. That's the only thing and I think for little kids, one word responses will hurt them. Because all you heard was wow, wow. He was like, "Shut up! You're distracting me. Shut up." By the end, I beat him by 3 points. He drops the controller, runs to the living room, and says, "Dad and Nicholas are making fun of me. They're cheating." So my wife goes, how did you guys cheat him? I said, well, Nicholas is saying wow every 2 seconds, and you see him in the corner laughing. And I'm like, listen, I'm just shooting threes with Kobe Bryant. He goes, but Kobe's not even an active player. How can you do this? He's sitting there arguing like your whole entire roster of players doesn't even play basketball anymore. I said, you let me pick whatever team I wanted, so I went with the old school Lakers. Like, what do you?
There you go.
What do you expect? Like, but I don't play games with my son anymore because my wife gets upset.
It's getting like that with my little nephew. Like we play like Sonic Racers, and I got to figure out all the way to lap him on the like somewhere around the bend, and then come back around and just so he feels like he's beating me, but I'm actually winning. So because he's losing, it's you're cheating. You're cheating. Oh,
see, Taquan gets it. He's like, yo, screw my son. Yeah, at this point, yeah, when it comes to these games, son, you're gonna get these hands. Like that's it.
Hey, yep. I do that with my niece and nephew in Mario Kart.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
prepares you for life.
I was like, hey, if it's the three of us playing, there is no being soft on you. Toughen up.
Nobody took mercy on me coming up.
I'm coming first.
And what's bad is like my son had he was a part of like an after school program, and on Fridays, I remember when they gave us a list, they have it's called game day, which is on Fridays. So they have an Xbox, they have PlayStation, and there was if you have extra controllers in your house, you could bring the controllers. And my son would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring my controller," and I had to give him that talk. I was like, "Listen, do me a favor. If you're gonna play a game, you better not cry. Don't start wilding out in this place because you're losing." He's like, "Yes, Dad." I used to talk to the counselor and be like, "If he starts wilding out, you let me know. He will never play this shit in this place ever again. Embarrass me out here going crazy."
See, there's one person that got my number. I've never beat my brother at any game ever in my life to this day. So I got no sympathy coming up.
Listen, it's gonna come soon. You're gonna get that one game that you're gonna beat him, and you're just gonna look at him. Just drop the controller on the floor, but that's it. I'm done. Retirement.
It has to be Madden because he's out there playing like head coach, man. My man knows he plays Madden 24/7, and I got to get him on that game. One time I selfishly went for a 2-point conversion instead of tying it up. Lost the game. That was my closest ever, and I ain't been close since.
Did he looked at you and was like, "Man, those 1-point games are the hardest ones."
I think it's more. It hurts more when you lose by 1 point than say 5 or 10.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. When you know it's not close, you're like, all right, you take that. You take it to.
I'll take that.
You take that loss.
I'll take that 21-9 to get off the sticks.
You know what I mean?
I'll take that.
But don't let it be where you're tied up and then all of a sudden it just you throw it mid court and it just goes in. And you're like, holy shit! I can't believe that just happened. And now you're sitting here like, oh man. Now the person sitting there upset, they're either crying because if they're a kid or even an adult, because I've seen adults cry too. You know what I mean? Or they were just really upset.
I've seen them too. At Tekken tournaments that I used to go to. Oh yeah, I seen grown men cry.
I seen a video. There was a Street Fighter. I think it was Street Fighter 6. This out now, right? Where these two kids were playing, and the kid was talking shit. He loses, and gets up from the couch, and everybody's just like, "Well, tough break." The kid turns right back around and leaps at the kid on the couch and just starts swinging on him. I was like, holy shit, what just happened? I was like, it was not that serious, bro.
That serious, nah.
I was like, calm down. Like, yo, you banned. I would have been like, yo, you banned from coming back here. Like, you can't play no more.
Oh, for sure.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So I have another topic for you because I'm looking at the time. It's like, damn, we spent a lot of time on this.
Mm.
What is, like, all right, so now you're playing these video games as a kid or now as an adult, and obviously you need to set yourself up because you're like, I am not gonna keep going back and forth till I get something to eat. So like you assemble like your snacks that you can have with you. So what are like your go-to snacks that you would have with you while you're sitting there gaming, especially if you have to play in a tournament or you're playing against Jason now and he's home and you're home and like, yo, fuck this, I'm not gonna get up to get water. But like, what are you putting next to you to be like, all right?
Now I hit that pause in a minute and just walk away for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. You can wait there.
Back then, when I used to get into the nitty gritty of stuff, was like forget dinner and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It always had to been Nerds candy,
Okay,
Doritos chips, and Mountain Dew. Those were my 3 back then. Now it's not even nowhere near that. And then if it was like a Friday night or Saturday night, I have a pizza right there next to me while gaming.
Taquan's list of things. Right. Taquan's, before I get to Jason, Taquan's list makes me feel like he's a little kid right now because he's like Sour Patch Kids, Takis. Okay, I've only water and flavored lube. I don't know what lube he's talking about. Okay, because it's Taquan, But he knew we was gonna say something about it because he goes, "Don't question the last choice." No, we're gonna question because I'm so curious as to like what flavor lube you're talking about. Is this that's listen. Whatever we said this on Monday. Whatever your preference is, Taquan, that is all on you. Whatever you do behind closed doors, my friend, we still love you. Okay. All right, Jason. I'm sorry. So what are you taking with you?
Ain't much changed since I was a kid. Other than I switched out Kool-Aid for soda. Gotta go sweet Doritos. See any box of Little Debbie's, and I gotta have some gummy bears or gummy worms.
Okay.
And I'm just digging 24/7, greasy controller and all.
See,
divorce, but necessary.
I'm gonna go with Taquan and be like, the Sour Patch Kids is a must. I have to have Sour Patch Kids with me if I'm gonna sit here for a long period of time, even if I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, Sour Patch Kids. It's like my go-to. I'm not doing the flavored lube. I'm sorry. It's either like iced tea or like a soda or an adult beverage. We'll get some Modelo's, or I'm gonna get a Hennessy and Coke. If I'm playing a game and I'm drunk and I'm drinking, that's the worst because now I'm definitely and you're beating me. Holy shit, that's it.
I can't do that. I gotta concentrate.
Nah.
They still make lemon heads, bro.
Yeah, they still make lemon heads.
Where you shopping at that corn? You still got corner stores?
Shit. Let me find out you can't find lemon heads where you at. I'm about to ship you some if you tell me that.
We got some out of beer distributor we go to.
Okay.
They might be at Dollar General.
Yeah, I know Dollar General, they have them. That's where I normally go and pick up all that stuff. Yeah, but if you see now, if you add the adult beverage in there, that's when it gets worse.
I bet.
Because if you're losing, you're just you pounding it down like fuck this shit. Like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more.
But who are you losing to? Are you losing to yourself or are you losing to somebody online? If you're losing to yourself, that's just a sad story.
All right. So I like to play like the games on my phone. So if I'm playing a game on my phone and I'm like fucking up, there's a game that I have. It's called. I gotta remember this because I love it and I hate it all at the same time. So it's called Block Blast, right? Is this some random game that, like when you play those games on your phone, then they introduce you to another game and say, hey, you might like this, download it. I end up downloading this game for them to like, you can't buy it. It's free, but I know why it's free, because they want to throw 1,000,001 ads in there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So one night I was sitting here playing this game. No one was home again, because that's the only time I'll sit there and play a game, because no one's home. And it just kept giving me like fucking all these commercials. And I was drinking at that point, and I was like, oh, fuck this shit. And I kind of just chucked my phone to the side. I was like, I ain't playing this shit no more. Yeah, see this, and this is why I'm just a casual gamer, because shit like this will happen.
And you got to be careful with those phone games too, because they got those hidden charges. Yeah, you might hit something for like an extra life. $5 come out your pocket.
Oh no!
I played this WWE Champions.
Uh-huh.
I played this WWE Champions, and I was like, always like, I'm never gonna spend money on a game. And it's like, here's a $2.99 for a token to get a new player, to attempt to get like that loot crate stuff. And I'm like, what's $2? That's how they get you. That's a box full of W's. Oh god! And that monthly bill coming like, I need this much money on this damn game.
Getting hit with this microtransaction left and right.
Listen, my sister sent my son money over the weekend for V-Bucks, and I'm looking at like he texts. He comes to the living room. He's like, "Oh, such and such gave me money for V-Bucks," and I was like, "Why are you calling people asking for these fucking V-Bucks that you're only gonna use for 2 seconds?"
Mm-hmm.
My son is all about the VCs for like the NBA, and he's crazy. He's like, want to spend $100. I'm like, $100. What are you getting?
Yeah,
for all this.
Mm-hmm. Something cosmetic.
Yeah, and it's for 2K, so it's only good for that game. Like it's not good for the next game coming out.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kills me, because like now he's spending all this money, and 2K is coming out in September.
Yeah,
I told him stop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, because I'm not spending another. I think we've pumped into this game about at least $1,000. Because he'll hustle people.
You better grind the old way. You better grind.
Okay, for his birthday, he asked my mom for $100. She gave him $100 for his birthday just to get more VCs. Last year, we were playing. He was he's a Golden State Warriors fan, so I kept messing with him. I said, "Listen, Golden State is not gonna win." I was like, "If they win the championship, I will give you $100 and buy you a brand new jersey from Golden State Warriors." Obviously, they won, so I had to give him $100. He used that shit in like 5 seconds.
I'll get it, especially with like console games. I'm like, if you got it, get off the sticks. I'm not putting money into a console game. Nah.
Yeah, I'll just do the whole way. I just grind for everything.
Yeah,
that's why I get it.
I can't see myself, but then I say that, and then I'm gonna end up getting really heavy into these games, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, what's up? Well, I guess I put $50, and then next thing you know, you're spending like a good couple $100 on freaking coins that you can't use it for only one game.
Nah.
Old-fashioned way, like you say, grind for it.
Just grind. That's
exactly
it. Grind, you get everything.
Oh man, the last thing I'll leave you with is we seen, it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, AEW sent out an email to like all their talent, letting them know there was like a couple of things now that you cannot do in the ring. There's no taking beer from people, so Hangman can't take beer from anyone. MJF can't take a drink from somebody and toss it at another person. Sting can't ask anybody to hold the other person down while they chopping somebody. Like none of this stuff can happen.
Interaction, old ECW stuff.
Yeah, you can't. All the stuff that they do in the indies, they can't do now. Do you think that's gonna hurt AEW, or it's gonna just improve it?
It's not gonna hurt them because their fans are just gonna love whatever they do, no matter what. And I like all the stuff that they're doing because it's
Mhm.
safety.
Mhm.
You know. Yeah,
Younger
nobody
me
wanna
would
be
have been like,
spitting.
this is lame. Now,
Mhm.
nah. Like I can't even watch chair shot videos.
Yeah, I can't
Mhm.
watch that either.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to even watch where Mick Foley took all those chair shots from The Rock
Yeah.
at the Royal Rumble. You're like, ugh,
Mhm.
like that hurts. You know what I mean? But but you're right though. It does help AEW get better because it's protecting a lot of it's protecting a lot of the talent that's already getting hurt.
Mhm.
Like Darby Allin is fucking tossing himself like at 100 miles an hour to a guardrail.
And I see they gotta approve damn near everything. So between medical and the higher up. So
And that's good too
Maybe
because
it's
you don't
cool.
need to see like the same spot every single match.
yeah,
Mhm.
you don't need to see the Martins on the shelf
Yeah,
every other week. Dante and
Yeah.
Darius.
Yeah,
Darius,
Darius is the one that's out right now, right? Because he broke
Dante.
his leg.
It was Dante's
Dante,
one.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, let's see. It's Wednesday, so we get to, we'll see like the improvements now coming because I know it was last week, so I guess this week will be like the week that we get to see.
Well, it's blood and guts this week coming up.
I mean, but obviously that what I mean, all the other matches is gonna come for Dynamite tonight. We'll get to see a change in that because I get the the blood and guts. We're not gonna have them out in the crowd bleeding. So it's not like when they did the what is it the
Stadium Stampede?
Yeah, where they had like they were fighting everywhere in front of everybody. You know what I mean? Like this time around, they have to keep it in the ring. So we're not gonna get those crazy camera angles, and that's for me. I think that's great because I'm like a friend of mine was telling me that she was just like, yeah, there was action going on one side, but there was action going on another, so you didn't know where to look. And I was like, she was just like, I could only imagine how it looked at home. I was like, yo, in the house, it looked all over the place.
Yeah, too much.
And then you miss spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's see. I mean, is there anything that you want to see AEW do moving forward?
Just give me some better stories.
Nah.
That's all I want.
Just watch just for the for the podcast. I'm enjoying some stuff when I'm watching just so we have something to
So the answer Jason gives me is like, listen, I'm only doing this to keep my job. If I wasn't a part of this podcast, I would not be watching.
The bad part is I'm doing more. Nah, I ain't watch. I didn't watch. I'm like, I'm sitting here watching this.
Somebody had to watch it.
I get the Cliff Notes version.
But you know what? I find myself doing that sometimes where I'm like, I'm so tired of like, do I really want to sit here for 3 hours and watch this? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch the clips online and hopefully I could just piece everything together. Like, but yeah, I definitely feel your pain, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we're at the end of the show right here. Is there anything you want to leave off with before we check out of here?
Another game that I recommend, Metal Gear Solid 1 for PS1. Yes.
Yeah, but then see now I got to get a whole different console. Like,
actually, you don't because the Metal Gear Collection is coming out October 24th.
See, look at that,
and it has it has the first, second, and third Metal Gear Solids on it.
You just want me to spend money, right? Like you don't.
I'm just giving out recommendations. Hey, what you do with your money is what you do with your money.
And if I can recommend the game, I'm gonna recommend Michael Jackson's Dance Experience and Britney Spears' Dance Beat.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
DDR is good too. Hey, DDR is fun. It gets you in shape.
So now you want me from I'm sitting down playing the game. Now I gotta get up and do dance moves. That reminds me of Just Dance.
That's a family game. You don't do that, but you do that by yourself. Something.
Yeah. See, Just Dance is like I always say it's the Christmas game because we'll always get that for Christmas and we'll play it. We'll play it here in the house for like a little bit, maybe like a couple of weeks. We'll play it and then that'll be it. I don't even know. We have the newest one here somewhere in this house. I don't know where it is. My kids probably didn't misplace this someplace, but Yeah, we'll wait
On
until
purpose.
Christmas to play that. Exactly. They know because we'll take the PlayStation away from them and start playing this shit. Oh man, where can people catch you on socials? If people who are listening to the audio version,
Dumb Marks Pod for every social that's out. Audio on Spotify. So like us, drops every Monday. What's Tuesdays? Clip of the week. Or no, Tuesdays one got to go. Wednesday's clip of the week. Thursday is drink of the week. Yep. And then just catch us live every Saturday, 11 o'clock. Me, Jason, Steve, Chris.
Dumb Marks and Mr. Cream of Wheat on every platform I'm on.
And if you want to get in touch with me, just get in touch with the Dumb Marks. I like to stay below the radar. I find you.
Because it's crazy. Because sometimes, like when you guys come on a Monday for the Monday stream, sometimes I don't remember who we talking to because we'll be like, oh yeah, the guy from the Dumb Marks, and be like, and then y'all kind of like identify who it is, and like, oh, it's because a lot of the time it'd be Chris, but then now Chris is like, no, I'm just gonna go under my name. Yeah, I just go under my name and say what's up because. I think one time we said something and all of a sudden Chris pops up. I was like, wait a minute, who's who? And then ended up being Steve, and I was just like,
we were in the chat talking about Mania the one day, and Steve was like, book it. And we're all just book the most expensive.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Taquan is like, you don't even know your schedule. Taquan, Taquan. I always give a big shout out to Taquan because no matter what time of it, I don't think Taquan works.
He doesn't have a job. I don't even go to school.
If he does work, then he has notifications on all the time, and he just comes on to talk shit.
Taquan is a white kid from Connecticut.
You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is that we talked about that. We talked about that on Monday. We was like, as much shit as Taquan talks, and we find out that you are a 15-year-old white kid from the suburbs, so we're gonna be so upset. One, because we talk so much shit to you, and two, because you talk so much shit to us every day. It's crazy.
He comes with the good shit.
Yeah, he does.
But we love him though.
Yes.
One day somebody got to get you on something and put you on like 5-second delay or something. But
yeah,
you got to see your face. You got to have a Taquan roast session in person.
Yeah, we just gotta like we gotta. It has to be like the Hall of Fame speech of Taquan. Like, just put him like, hey, listen, we're gonna put you on the stream, and everybody from different shows is gonna come on and just roast you all at once.
This is your life.
Yeah, and then boot you right off. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh man. But guys, thank you so much for jumping on with me this Wednesday.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for having. If you guys are listening to this right now, you can catch the audio version of this every single Thursday. I drop this at 8:00. If you want to catch the live version, it's every Wednesday at 7:00. I always have different people on coming out with different discussions of different little topics that we have here. I'm looking at the Nathan's like the Dumb March roast battles. Yeah, we need that. But shout outs to the guys from the Dumb March podcast for jumping on and supporting and having a good time. Everyone over at the Knuckleheads Network, everyone over at the Fit Cave, the Running Podcast, Jobbeteers podcast, and everyone who supports this stream every single week. I really appreciate it. And we have our hardcore listeners that listen to this all the time. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I don't make any money from this. I just enjoy doing this, and it's just a good time with good people. My son is getting upset for no apparent reason. Shout out to him for like not screaming until now, which is great. He went a whole 56 minutes without coming in here disturbing anyone. But guys, thank you so much. And until next time, I'll be talking to you.